Hi everyone, welcome to Data Analytics blog. If this is your first time here, kindly click the subscribe button to subscribe to my channel and also notification button to receive updates on all the tutorial that I share every week. And in this dashboard, I'm going to walk you through how to create this beautiful space mission dashboard in a Power BI. And at the end of this, you'll be able to learn different thing in order to improve your skills as a data analytics, or improve your skills in a Power BI, because we are going to learn some how to use DAX function to create or visuals and to be able to use it to create what's it called or calculated column, calculated measure for our visuals and and every other thing. So this dashboard is about space mission. So I got the data from Maven Analytics data, and I thought of doing the challenge and also share it. And you can see the video description. At the video description, check the link for the data for you to be able to practice this and follow the process. And the data is all the space mission from 1957 to August 2022. So we're giving some recommended analysis, which I also used to create the dashboard, and I added some of the pattern and trend and other things I noticed as a data analytics. So now the data, this is the data. So the data, we have the company responsible for the space mission, location, time and launch of the mission, and also rockets and mission used for rocket, and the name of the rocket and the name of the mission for the and the status of the rocket, whether it is still active or retired, and the various mission or status. And also we have the cost of rocket, which is in $1 million. We're going to convert that in Power Query when we load our data in Power BI. So the background image was actually, I created the background image using PowerPoint, just make use of our shapes and also colored. If you need that, if you need the color code, if you need if you want me to recreate this, to do the video for this, just comment on the or comment section. Let me have your feedback there. So back to our analysis. So I was able to do the analysis based on the recommendation analysis that was given, recommendation analysis question that was given. So I, to get the country with the most successful mission, I did top 10 country. Also to get the total mission, the 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 rocket that has been used for most of the space mission, I did this analysis and also did conditional formatting on this in order to be able to check if our or if this if the to be able to check for the status of this or rocket. So did my analysis based on the company success mission by company, and also the trend of the success mission and success rate by year, and also did some KPI to check for the rocket status and also the mission status. So we can use the filter, this slicer, to be able to filter for each year. You can slide in the slicer depending on how you want your slicer to look. You can slide in to check for each year information. So now it's time for us to start our analysis in Power BI. So launch it and make sure you download the data if you want to do this. Download the data. The link is in the video's description. So now I'm going to bring the data. It's a CSV file. So bring it from my computer. So now click on that. Data is connecting. So now we have to load this data to transform our data, check for the data type. This is very, very important for us to check that in Power Query transfer. So we transform data in Power Query editor. So now we check for the data type for each of these column. So I think we are on track. except for the price, we need to change it to from text to fixed decimal. Change it to fixed decimal as stated in the data, what's it called, data dictionary that was given. This, okay, let me show us that the price, the cost of the rocket is in $1 million. So we need to do that here. We need to transform that into million. We need to transform our figure, put it in millions dollar, and how to be able to get the correct value in millions dollar. So by doing that, we have to multiply each row by $1 million, by $1 million. So now you go to transform, then click on standard and click multiply. Click multiply. So now we write 1 million here. So click OK. So if you check, you see now that our data is in $1 million. So now click this to return to the filter. So now we can now load our data to start the various analysis. Now we have our data here, so it's time for us to start our analysis. Now the first thing that I would like us to do now is to create a calendar table for this particular, or we have to create a calendar table. So I did that here. I'm going to use that. So I'll just copy and paste and explain this. So we create a calendar table. There is a formula to calculate to create calendar table, which we had column for the what's it called, for our various what's it called, the year, the month, and also month number, and every other thing that we need. So to do that, we're going to uh, we're going to click, go to data model, and then we are going to click okay, new table. Click new table, and then see working. Once you click on new table, it will bring this particular space. Then I will just copy and paste this. So if you need all the mails, but I'm going to explain. So now we are calculating a calendar column, calendar to for our this, and then so I'm calculating the calendar column, which is the minimum date, also had the maximum date. It will add the maximum date. The year column, this is the year column here. Then the month column, format the month column in the or this type of format, also the month number. So this is actually how to do that. We to add, adding column to this will give us the column for each year. It will give us the column for year, it will give us the column for month, and also it will give us the column for month number. That's why we add column, then calendar, the minimum and the maximum date of this particular data that we have here. So now if I click enter now, it will create this calendar table, and you will see it here. So you can see now it has separated our table, our date into year, month, and also number. So now let's go back. Okay, so there is another thing that I would like us to do again. So we want, if you check the data for the country, the location data, if you check the location column, you will see that if you want to use, we have to extract the country from this. So if we use the limiter, we won't get the actual value that we want. So there is a formula that we need to use to get the exact country, to get the exact value for country, for this particular for the country. But if you use the limiter, we won't be able to do that. So we're going to use string length and length formula, call a variable for that, and we'll be able, with this formula, we'll be able to get the actual, what's it called, the actual data. We'll be able to get the country, to be able to extract the country from this particular column. So what I will do here now, once you are in this place, the data view, click on new column. Click on new column. Then I'm going to copy this. So I just paste this and explain. So you can see now the name of our new column is country. So now there is a string length and the length of this. So we are extracting it, we are streaming it. If you see, follow the process, you see that we are extracting it from this particular column. We are extracting it from this location. That is where we are extracting this particular what's it called, this our country. So if you click enter now, you see now that we've extracted everything here. So if you use space by delimiter, if you check that, you won't be able to get the actual distance. So that is why we use this formula, to be able to extract the country name from the location or column. So now we continue our analysis by creating some calculated method in order to us to be able to get the actual value for each of our KPI. So what I will do now, I will need to put all my calculated measures in a place. So I'm going to click on enter data, and put all the measures there, all measures. So we load this now. So once you've done that, so we start creating each of the uh, measures that we need. So now the first one that I would like to do is the total emission. So our total emission, so just click on that, then click on new measures and calculate. So total emissions will be, so total emission, so just write total emission equals to count space mission. So I'll count the mission. I'm going to count this. That's what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to do another, just copy this. Okay, I don't even need to do that. So I'm going to do another, create another one. So we start creating all the measures that we need now. So I'm going to do the total or total rockets. Total rockets. Do the same formula, count. Then total, the next one will be total price. So I'm going to sum up the price. That's what I'll do for that. Total price. Abi, you can just write costs of the rocket. So now, so I'm going to do, so now to get each of these, to get my okay, to get each of the status for the rocket and also for the mission, the status for each of the mission. So I need to write some DAX formula to be able to get that. So now to get my active rocket from the rocket status, what I will need to do, so I'm going to create this method, to create another method, and then I'm going to use calculate function to be able to filter out just for the rocket. So that's what I'm going to do. So I will just write active rocket equals to calculate. We're going to use that. That's what we use to filter. Then can't calculate. Oh, sorry. Count. Then I'm going to be counting space mission rocket. So space mission rocket, then close this, then rocket status, where rocket status is equals to active. So make sure you are writing the correct thing in the data, the correct name in the data. If not, it is going to give us error. So where rocket status is equals to active, then close the bracket and click enter. So we have that. So I'm going to do the same thing for the retire rocket too. This is still loading. I'll copy this, then click on new measure, then it's loading. So paste this here, paste it, then you write retire rocket, retire. Oh, sorry, that's an error here. Retire rocket, then here will now be equals to retire. So close it again. Now it's time for us to do the one for the source, the mission status. So I've done for the rocket status, so I'm going to do for mission status now. So I'm going to write, so to get my success mission value from the mission status column, so we are going to write the same thing. So success mission equals to calculate, then count mission, close the bracket, where mission status equals to success. So again, write the correct formula, the correct name from your data for us to avoid error. So now I'm copying this, then use it to do the other status for our mission. So paste here, fail mission, where mission failure, where mission status is equals to failure. Click enter, then again copy this. Oh, okay, I already copied that. So now our new one will be partial failure. And we have partial failure. Create this, click on new measured, then copy this partial failure, and we write partial failure equals to where mission status is equals to partial failure. So click on that again, then click on new measured for our pre-launch failure, which is the last one for the mission status, the last measures that we are going to create for the mission status before we create our success rate. So now click here. So now pre-launch failure equals to, just write pre-launch failure, then click on that. So we have everything that we need there. We have all our status, all the measures that we need for our KPI. So now I want to calculate also the success rate. So I'm going to divide the success mission by total mission. So success rate equals to divide mission or success mission by total mission. So that's all. And this I'm going to put it in percentage. This will be in percentage. So just click percentage here. So now we are done with all our calculated mail now. So the next thing I want to bring is to bring my background image to this place. So I'm going to click here. So before then, I'm going to change this place to black. I need to change it to black. The actual background, I need to change it to black. So now, yes, I need to change it to black. Just change the background color to black before we import that. Then I'm bringing my background image here or file. So now I think it's picture one that I use. So here, change it to fit. If your transparency is in 100, just reduce this to 0. So now let's start our analysis, start creating our various measures. So the first thing I'm going to do, I need to put the slicer. Let me put the slicer since. Okay, before then, let's, oh, I forgot to create relationship between our calendar and our what's it called, the data, the space mission data. So let's create a relationship for us to be, so that everything will be able to communicate to each other. So I'm going to create a relationship with this, the date. So now it's time for us to start our various creating various charts and visual for that. So I need to create the slicer, first thing slicer. So I'm going to bring the, open this in another place, year, the year. I'm going to bring the year data here. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So now just for me to format this, remove the year header, year slicer. Okay, so let's leave it like that. Then value, let's change the color to, let's say, white. Okay, our background, remove the background. Then okay, let's leave it like this for now. Our slider, let's change the color to white too. So now let's start our analysis. So now the first thing that I need to do, if you check the question, the recommended analysis, we're asked to check for the trend, how the rocket launches trended across the time as the mission raised sources. So basically they just want us to check for the they want to see whether the success rate is increasing or decreasing, basically like the trend of mission over time. So the trend of total mission over time, and also uh, success rate. So I'm going to be using a line chart for that. Bring my line chart here and we paste it here. So now I'm going to bring in my year into the y-axis, then success, total mission, and success rate. Okay, this is supposed to go here. My year is supposed to go to the x-axis, then success mission and success rate to a y-axis. So now we have this here. So this success rate, I'm going to use it as second axis, the secondary axis here. So now you can add the success status if you want to, but I don't want my mission status if you want to add, but I don't want this to, since they are asking for just the success. How are the, what's it called, where's this question again? As mission success rate increase, so I just need the total mission versus total versus success rate by year. So now let's format this. So I'm going to start with the, remove the background, we don't need the background. Then the title, just put it at the center. You can just format it to your own taste, to your own custom format. You don't need paparazzis, just make sure that everything is in line. So here I'm going to remove the title, so change this to this. Also here, okay, y-axis, I've done x, y-axis, remove the title to change this to back. So the legend to the text, change it to this. Then position, put it at the center. So let's remove this. Then the grid line, I don't want the grid line. Let's remove all the grid line, both the vertical and the horizontal. So my line charts, all I need to do is change the color, that's all. My line chart, I'm going to change one to this, that I'm using this particular color. Yes. So now the next thing that I need to do again, okay, if you want to add step, okay, I think we are cool with this. So this is the trend, mission trend over time. So now the next question is, which country have the high, which have had the most successful space mission? Has it always been that way? Now we need to do company, or is it country? Yeah, they say country. So that would be country by success mission. So now I'm going to use a bar chart for that, and I'm going to filter for the top country. Let's just say top 10 country, or you can just leave it like that. But I need, let's do top 10 to be able to I will show you how to filter for that. So now I will do country by success mission. So country by success mission. So now let's filter for, okay, let's filter our, I want to format my virtual first. Okay, I can use this format anyway. So we can just click here, click this. Let's use this to filter for this if it will work. Some wishes to filter for this. Good. So we have it here now. So now I need to copy this twice. Okay, before I copy that, let me change this bar to, let me change the bar to the color that I'll be using. So now I'm going to copy it, then paste it here. So now for this particular, so we can see now that Russia had the most successful mission over the years. If you are sliding through this, you can see it's still Russia. So Russia and USA, I think they are both competing together. So we can see that it has always been like that. So that answered our question. So we can add the data label to this, add data label to show that. So now if you actually want to show maybe like top 10, top 5 country, or top anything you want to show, So let's just go to click on filter here. Once you click on filter, then go to this place, come right here to this, then click on base filtering and click on top 10. So what top do you want to see? I want to see top 10 country, and I'm going to be filtering by success mission, since that's what we are doing. So that's what we are showing. So now I've done that. You can see now that we have our top 10. Just apply. Once you apply, it will definitely give us that. So we can still, for my data label, I need to do some formatting there. Position should be inside. You can leave it as outside end. Then the value, let me change it to black. Good. To white. So now we are good to go. So now the next question that we are asked to answer is, which rocket has always been used for the most successful space mission, and is this rocket still active? So what we need to do here is to do total mission by rockets, and also we do conditional formatting to be able to show if this rocket is still active or it has been retired. So now I need to bring my total mission here, will be rockets, put the rocket in the that's y-axis. Where is our rocket? Put rocket here. So I will just write put rockets. So now, instead of total successful mission, we will use total mission. So now these are all the rockets. We can see now that Cosmo 3, what is it? This particular rocket, Cosmo 3M, has always been, is the most used rocket. Now let's add our data label for that. Adding data label, I'm going to change it to white. So now if you want to check if this asks this, so we've answered the first question now that says which rocket has been used for the most space mission. We've seen that Cosmos 3M has been used for the most space mission. Then we want to answer the second question. Is this rocket still active? Is it still active? So now I'm going to do a conditional formatting on the bar for us to show if the rocket is still active or not. So now I'm going to check for bar now. Where is the bar? Here. Just go to your format. So the bar, so I'm going to click here for conditional formatting. Click this FX and to give us this. So we are going, if you are seeing any other thing, just make sure you click on rule here. Then which field do you want to base this on? Which field do you want to show the conditional formatting for? So now I'm going to, this field will be our rocket status. That's where we have the different rocket, active and retired rockets. So I'm going to click on rocket status. Now here is the first conditional statement, is if it's still active. Is it still active? Then we have is in this our color. So new rule will now be is not active, not active. So I'm going to change this to red to show if this is active or not. So you can see now that the first 6 rockets that has been used for what's it called, space mission, they are not active, they are retired. And this particular one, Cosmos 3M, it has been retired. So the only one that is still active, though, the 7th one, is still currently active as at August 2022. So this 7th one, Falcon 9 Block 5, is still active. but the one that has been used for the most space mission is retire. So you can see now that we've answered this particular question. We've answered the particular question. So now I need to check for question for, okay, I need to check. They said, how has the, that is there, are there any other pattern you can notice with this, with the launch location? Are there any pattern that we can notice there? So now we can do that by launch location, but me, I want to do an analysis based on what's it called, based on the top 10 country that has the most successful mission. So that's the next analysis I want to do now. So I need to paste what I was doing the other time here. I'm going to paste it here too. So let's just reduce this. So these two, I'm going to bring it here. So here, I'll just reduce this. So now here, I want to do the top 10 country by company. Here will be company, company by most successful missions. So I will just do another filter for it again for this. So it will be company, top 10 company. Apply. So now you can add your data label to this. For the value of the data label, I'm going to change it to this. So we've seen our top 10 company with the most successful mission. Now displays unit will be none. So now we've gotten that now. So now the next thing that I would like us to do again now, the various KPI for each of these. We have to do this to show for the various KPI, mission status and rocket status. So now the first one that we'll do now, we'll focus on the mission status. Bring our card. I will use the new card for that. So now the first one is the total price. I'm going to add it here. Then I will format it. Okay, I don't need this. Then remove this. The call out value, let me change it to white. Then this to 20. I want to use this. Okay, so what's again, I'm going to bring it to middle. The data labeling, change it to this white. And then you can just do your formats. So now the next thing that I'm going to do, my value, data value, okay. So I'm going to be changing the display unit. Let's change it to, okay, if I use no, let me change it to billions here. Let me change this to billion. And then I will change the decimal place. So now again, the data value, I need to change the color to what I'm using, this. So I'm going to copy this now. Copy this, then paste. Again, copy, paste, paste, because I need it in some places. Then paste it here too. So now I've done for total price. So now I will do for total rockets. Remove it and add rockets. So let's change this now. So then active, our active will be active rocket. Okay, let me change this to, this one will be retire rocket. Then I'm going to change this to this color. Then active rocket. Also, just do your conditional formatting. So now I need to show the percentage, which I use a, or what's it called, our donut chart for that. I use a donut chart for this particular to show the percentage for each of these. So now I'm going to put this here, right inside this place, right inside there. So I'm going to put the rocket status, retires, and also active. So now I will just need to format this region. You don't need the title. So this one I'm going to be using percentage of total. Slicer for the retire, I will use this. For the space, for this active, I'm going to use this. So now I need to rotate this. I want to rotate the uh, slicer, the donut. Click on rotation. Then I will just write 50 degree here. 50. Okay, I still need to, it's not 50. So remove this legend, we don't need it. Okay, so now the value again for each of these, I've not changed the value to white. Okay, position, let's put it inside. So now we have our first, what's it called, KPI now, and their percentage. So this, just make sure that you align your chart. Need to align it this, like this. Good. So now the next one, now let me copy this. I'm going to use it for the space mission, or the, for the failure. I don't need to, then copy, paste the third one, paste. So now the next one now is our mission status. So here I'm going to be removing this and add success mission. So change this also to no. Then retire mission will be retire. Okay, my, let's say the pre-launch failure, let's add pre-launch failure to this place. Then partial failure here. Then the last one, which is the fail mission. Where is it? Good. So now we are done with all this now. So my success rate, I'm going to be using this for the success rate. I'm going to be using this gauge visual for the success rate. Good. So now I will just add success rate, then format it. So just do your conditional formatting. Yeah, remove background. So now, okay, what else do we need there? We've done conditional formatting for the value. Okay, I don't even need data label. Target value, I don't need it. So here, this is what we need. We use this. Good. So now for the color, this I'm going to be using this. So now we are done with our various charts, and I'm sure that this has helped us to improve our uh, I hope these have you've helped us to improve your skills, and you have gained more knowledge to be able to improve your skills in Power BI, and also as a data person, data analytics, or anybody that is doing this, might be data analytics, or you are just doing this to improve your skill in Power BI. So I hope this has helped us to improve your skill, and just give me your feedback on what you've learned. We've learned how to create or use that to create different that function to create different calculated measures, and also calculated table and calculated column. Also, we've used or we've been able to learn how to do some filter in our charts, and also to do conditional formatting in our charts. I hope the knowledge that you have gained has helped you to improve your skill. Make sure you practice this, follow the process. Not necessarily, you don't have to do the same dashboard. You can create your own dashboard and also follow the process. Use the link on the description, on video description, to download the data, and let me have your feedback in the comment section. Most importantly, subscribe to this channel. I need your subscription. Subscribe to the channel, and share this channel, share the post, like, and also comment. Give me your feedback in the comment section. Thank you. Bye.